Welcome everybody to our webinar this evening for Bitclub Network. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, morning, evening, depending on where you are in the world. Actually, at the moment, I'm in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Before this, I was in Tokyo, Japan. Next stop will be in Bali, Indonesia, and then after that, going to another place in Indonesia, then all over Malaysia. It's just non-stop Bitclub Network, literally all over the world. So for those of you that are listening for the first time and want to hear what Bitclub Network is all about, we're about Bitcoin. And most of you might go, yeah, I heard of Bitcoin. I know a little bit about Bitcoin. If you think you know a little bit about Bitcoin, you probably really don't know anything. So I'm actually going to go through everything and teach you guys exactly what Bitcoin is and how it's literally changing the world as far as money goes. So the first thing I want to show you is actually Bitcoin and how it works. So this is a Bitcoin wallet. In this wallet, I have 105 Bitcoin, which is worth about, at the moment, $29,000. So in here, this is my wallet, and this is a wallet address. If you want to scan this code, you can send me Bitcoin. So if I want to receive money, I can click on any of these addresses that are all attached to this one wallet. And so with any one of these addresses, you can see all the transactions, and there's a QR code that has that address embedded in it. Now here on this front page where we were before, oh, dadgummit, I just accidentally, hopefully it keeps me logged in. Let me see if it keeps me logged in. Oh, I gotta re-log in. Hang on, sorry. All right, sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. So you can scan this QR code and send Bitcoin to anybody in the world. So to send Bitcoin, you would come here and you could either scan the QR code if you were using your phone, or you just get that Bitcoin address in there. So somebody could send you an address, you just copy it and then paste it in there, and then you send how much Bitcoin you want to send, or you could put in there how much dollars you want to send. There's many wallets and many different currencies. Just this one, blockchain, shows US dollars or Bitcoin. And so you just put how much you want to send in there, hit send. 1 second later, the other person has it. So you can transfer any amount of money to anybody, anywhere in the world, no questions asked, for basically no fees. And this can be used at literally hundreds of thousands of businesses around the world. Now, I just booked a plane ticket like 20, 30 minutes ago. Actually, we can see exactly how long ago. And you can see here, Bitcoin payment, your purchase will be finished after we receive payment. And I actually paid for the tickets on cheapair.com, and it's done. Like, it's paid for. I didn't have to type in my credit card details or whatever. I literally, from my phone, I just scanned their QR code, hit send, and it was done, finished. So Bitcoin is that fast, and you can use it to buy anything you can think of. Most people don't even realize that anywhere in the world, in a Starbucks that takes a US dollar gift card, you can actually use Bitcoin. Not only can you use Bitcoin, you can save 20% off on your purchases at Starbucks. And it's actually, if you have this on your phone, it's just foldapp.com. You can pull it up on your phone right while you're in line, and then right here you can do by Twitter or anonymously. And while you're in line, you can just click on how much you want to add to your account balance here. Click on how much. It will automatically ask you, do you want to open one of your Bitcoin wallets, and which one do you want to open? Just click on which one you want to open. It'll already have the amount embedded in there. All you do is hit send. 1 second later, your card is loaded. It will actually show a card number on here with the amount. You order your stuff. You just hold up your phone. It will scan the gift card, pays for your coffee. You save 20%. Then as soon as you're done, you just copy and paste your Bitcoin wallet address, and they send your change back to you. Most people don't realize that this is even available. There are millions of people that would love to save 20% off at Starbucks every single day. And then this is actually Bitcoin. This is every single transaction happening in the world right now with Bitcoin. And what's beautiful about this is that nobody runs or controls this. This was programmed. It was launched onto the internet January 3rd, 2009. And at that point, it's going to be here forever. So the whole concept of Bitcoin is pretty simple. Right now, if we want to send money through the internet, or if we want to send money around the world, we have to use a third party. We have to either use PayPal, we have to use a bank, we have to use Western Union. We have to use some third party to transfer that value from one person to another or from one person to a business. With Bitcoin, it eliminates the third party. This is a direct transaction between individuals or a business without bringing in a third party whatsoever. One thing that's a little different with this than from a credit card is a credit card is a pull system. So when you give somebody your credit card information, they pull the money from you. With Bitcoin, it's a push system. So you literally have to push the Bitcoin to the other person. You have to hit send. Nobody can attach to your Bitcoin account and just pull money out of it. That cannot happen at all, ever. So it's very safe. There is no fraud. So companies don't have to worry about ever getting chargebacks for any reason. So this is kind of a whole different concept that's never existed before. So the way this works, because there's nobody running it, there are no servers that are owned by Bitcoin, it's just a protocol. So the way this works is there's actually thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have their computers attached to the Bitcoin network, and those computers are powering Bitcoin. They are securing the network, they are verifying all of the transactions, they're making all of this stuff happen that you're watching live in real time right now. And so in the beginning, January 3rd, 2009, when Bitcoin was launched, in the first 10 minutes, 50 Bitcoin were created. 10 minutes after that, another 10 Bitcoin were created. And then 10 minutes after that, another 50. So 50 in the first 10 minutes, 50 in the next 10 minutes, 50 in the next 10 minutes. And those are called blocks of Bitcoin. And the people that are powering the Bitcoin network, that's called Bitcoin mining, they get these blocks of 50 Bitcoin. So those blocks of 50 Bitcoin continue to happen every 10 minutes for almost 4 years until there was 210,000 blocks of Bitcoin. At that point, the network chopped it in half. So now it's 25 new Bitcoin every 10 minutes being generated, given to people that are involved in Bitcoin mining. And that's going to continue at 25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes until about July of next year, so about 1 year from now. And then it's going to go in half again and it's going to go down to 12.5 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And it's going to keep going in half and half and half and half about every 4 years for the next 125 years until the year 2140. At that point, there will be a total of 21 million Bitcoin, and there will never be any more new Bitcoin generated after that. So right now, we're in the middle of just amazing amounts of Bitcoin coming into existence and going to people involved in Bitcoin mining. So in the very beginning, Bitcoin was worth nothing. It wasn't about money. They started this whole thing just to prove a concept. Can it work with us doing a transaction between each other around the world through the internet without bringing in a third party whatsoever? And so from January 3rd, 2009 until May 22nd, 2010, so about 16 months, there were no transactions at all. And then one evening, a lot of these high-level programmers that were messing around with Bitcoin one of them says, hey, I got a lot of Bitcoin. I am willing to give somebody 10,000 Bitcoin if they'll buy me a pizza. And that guy was in Florida. And a guy in London, England says, hey, no problem. I'll buy you a pizza. What do you want? Where do you want it from? What's their phone number? And what's your address? I'll get it sent right over. So he calls with his Visa, MasterCard, whatever, pays for the pizza. It gets delivered, and the guy sends him 10,000 Bitcoin. So it was about $25, I think. I've heard $10, I've heard $25. I'll just go with 25. So at that point, we have a price, $25 for 10,000 Bitcoin. So now more people start saying, well, hey, I want some Bitcoin. I'll buy 10,000 Bitcoin from you for $25, or I'll buy you a pizza, whatever you want. And he's like, I don't really want to sell my Bitcoin. So then people start saying, well, what if I give you $50? And he goes, okay, I'll take $50. And then some more people started wanting to buy for $50, and it's like, It's like, what about $100? Okay, I'll take $100. So now we're up to a penny for a Bitcoin. And now we have demand. Now remember, Bitcoin is rare, and there's only so much of it, and all of the new Bitcoin goes to people involved in Bitcoin mining. And if someone wants to buy Bitcoin, they have to buy it from somebody that already has it. Same as gold. If you want gold, you can either mine it or you can buy it from somebody that already has it. And all of the new gold goes to people that mine it. So really, Bitcoin is just like digital gold. So now more and more people start saying, hey, I want to get Bitcoin, I want to get Bitcoin. And now the price starts going up. Well, it took a little over 18 months for the price to go from zero, worthless, to 10 cents. Since then, it's been another 5 years. And I'm going to go here to another website called CoinDesk. And here's the price of Bitcoin. So we're going to look at the price of Bitcoin all time. Show you what's happening here. So we're going to click on all time. And you can see in the beginning, it was really worth nothing. And really, the first transaction, it starts here, September 6th, 2010. And we can see 6 cents. Well, there's July 19th, 2010. That's the earliest price there was for Bitcoin. But Bitcoin was started in January of 2009. So you can see how long it took, even for it to get to 10 cents, it was in October of 2010. So more than a year and a half to get to where it was worth 10 cents. Today, right now, it's been 5 years later. And now the price is at $277.78 right now. And actually up here it just jumped to 74 cents. So it went down 4 cents. But it's always going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down all the time. So if we look at the past week, we can see, it's always just people buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, and it goes all over the place. It's all about supply and demand. So here's one thing I want everybody to think about. If we look at demand for gold and how much gold is mined, if all of a sudden there's half as much gold mined as before, the price is going to go up. Well, with Bitcoin, not only is the amount of new Bitcoin going in half in 1 year, the demand is steadily going up. And what I mean by that, let me just show you another little thing right here. We're going to go to the Bitcoin network statistics. So I'm going to go check out the daily Bitcoin transactions. And I want you guys to take a look at this chart, because in the beginning, there were no transactions. I mean, there were really nothing. Here is the pizza. This is when actually it was sold. And now you can see these transactions are just going up and up and up and up. And what that means, and I want to get my little pen here. Give me 1 second. I want to get a pen here and draw on the page for you. So in the beginning, there was nothing. And now all of a sudden, we've got this trend going up. But what's so special about Bitcoin is that most of the people in the world have no access to banking. Only about 1.5 billion people in the world have a bank account, Visa, MasterCard. About 5.5 billion people have nothing. And all of their assets are in their house, in their pocket. If they're robbed or there's a fire, a flood, a typhoon, tornado, whatever you want to call it, they lose everything. I mean, everything. And also, there's more people in the world that have a cell phone with internet. There's actually about 6.5 billion active cell phones in the world. Most of them have internet. Well, all of those people that don't have Visa or MasterCard or a bank account, they can't do any transactions at all through the internet. With Bitcoin, every single person in the world can now protect their assets and do commerce. It gets everybody in the game. The potential for this is literally off the chart. Billions of people can change their lives with Bitcoin. Right now, you're hearing about Bitcoin so early. There's only about 8 million people in the entire world that have a Bitcoin wallet. 8 million. That is nothing. So Bitcoin, even though it's been around for 6.5 years, and there's hundreds of thousands of businesses that accept Bitcoin, this is just getting started. So I want you to think about this chart right here and literally how this could go off the page. And in the beginning, Bitcoin was 50 new Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Right now, it's 25 new Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Next, it's going to be 12.5 new Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And it's going to keep getting less and less and less new Bitcoin while the demand is going to go through the roof. So in the history of Bitcoin, we're in this neighborhood right here. And right now we're at 200, and I'm just going to call it $275. So we're in that neighborhood. If you take 2% of the world's money and put it into Bitcoin, one Bitcoin will be worth between $700,000 and $1 million. That is huge. Now, I'm going to go over here to another page real quick. One second. Erase all of that. All right, so I'm going to go over here for a minute to coin market cap. So coin market cap is a list of all the cryptocurrencies. Now, Bitcoin was first, and it's open source, so you can literally review all the lines of code. And so there's a lot of people, a lot of programmers that look at that code, copy the code, make some changes to it, put their own little tweaks to it, and launch their own coins. And there's actually quite a few that are worth some money. And just so you guys know, it's interesting, here in Cambodia where I'm at, the guy that actually designed and started Blackcoin, I had dinner with him last night. Those are the kinds of people like are launching these coins. It's awesome. Now, if you take how many coins are in circulation right now, which is 14.4 million Bitcoin, and remember, all of that Bitcoin went to people involved in Bitcoin mining. And it's 278 for a Bitcoin. That's over $4 billion that has been created that can be used to buy anything: Ferraris, mansions, watches, food, plane tickets, hotel rooms, anything you can think of, you can use and buy with Bitcoin. So this is real money, and it's not stopping. Again, these are the blocks of Bitcoin, and every 10 minutes somebody is getting Bitcoin. And I'll just click on the last one here. That was the F2 pool. And F2 pool, you can see right here, newly generated coins, they got 25 Bitcoin. Now there are little tiny fees, about 2.5 cents for a transaction. Even if you send $1 million, the fee is going to be about 2.5 cents. It's nothing. So there's also the fees in there. Now, Bitclub Network, we do Bitcoin mining. We're just like all of these other people that do Bitcoin mining, but the beautiful thing is you don't have to know how to mine Bitcoin. Me personally, if you gave me a piece of land over here and said, Russ, there are thousands of pounds of gold there, and here's all the equipment you need, go mine gold, I got no clue how to mine gold. I have no idea how to do it. With Bitcoin mining, it takes high level programming. If you gave me $1 million of Bitcoin mining equipment, computers, and put it right next to me, I got no clue how to mine Bitcoin. I don't know how to do it. But I got no problem investing money in a gold mine. They dig up the gold and just give me my gold every day. Same thing with Bitcoin. I invest in a Bitcoin mine. They mine the Bitcoin. They just give me Bitcoin every single day. Complete passive income. So I want to show you a couple things. I know there's a lot of passive programs out there, and a lot of them crash, and it's because they're all Ponzi schemes. They do not have outside money coming in. With Bitclub Network, we literally do not need any more new people to join because we already have tons and tons and tons of mining equipment, and I'll just show you some pictures real quick, and then I'm going to show you the real proof. So we have tons and tons and tons of Bitcoin mining equipment, millions of dollars worth, that are mining Bitcoin. And you can go on the website and look at the videos and read all about it. And I'm going to show you this live right now. And so you can see we have tons and tons and tons of hardware. So to actually look at that and see it, all you got to do is go right over here to Mining Pool Stats. And you can go in here, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says Bitclub Network right there. If we scroll down here, you'll see Bitclub Network. And here is the last 3 blocks that we hit. So I'm just going to pull up this one because this is an interesting one. I've never seen a block like this before. So we actually got 25 Bitcoin, newly generated coins, but there were 3 Bitcoin on transaction fees. I've never seen that before, ever. It's absolutely amazing. And so literally you can track the blocks that Bitclub Network are hitting. Also, you can go to Bitclub Pool and you can see our mining. So you can see right now through this pool, and we just turned this pool back on. We were actually mining through Amp Pool and Cano Pool. Where's Cano? Cano's on here also. Where they at? Where's Cano? Oh, they dropped off because we were mining through Cano. All of our Cano equipment has been moved over. So basically Cano was all of us, but now that it's on Bitclub Network, Cano's off the list because that was us. And we still have some power running through Amp Pool as well. But now everything is labeled just to Bitclub Network. So you can see the last time we hit a block, you can see how much actual power is running through our pool right now live in real time. Anytime we hit a block, this will reset to 0. So you can literally track everything. So again, if nobody else actually joins Bitclub Network, it doesn't matter because we're mining Bitcoin every single day. All of our members get paid Bitcoin every single day. So I have been in from the beginning, which has been about 8 months, a little over 8 months, maybe 9 months. And in those 9 months, and I came in for the biggest package, which is $3,599, called a founder position. See founder right here. And so in that time, just from mining, I've made 10.45 Bitcoin. And I'm going to go over here to the pool shares real quick. You can actually see what it looks like. So you can see in mine 1, this is the 500 pool, and mine 2, the 1,000 pool, and mine 3 is the 2,000 pool. So when I started, I had 1 share in pool 1. Every day, there's repurchases made for me. So from pool 1, 50% goes back in to help buy the newest, fastest equipment because it's always getting more and more difficult to mine Bitcoin. So we always have to be buying the newest, fastest equipment. So pool 1, you can have it set at 50% repurchase, 50% you pull out, or if you want it to grow faster, you can set it to anywhere up to 100%. Pool 2, 40% minimum repurchase all the way up to 100%. And pool 3, 30% all the way up to 100%. And then, as I'm making repurchases, I'm also getting partial shares. Eventually, all of these shares add up to another full share. So when you join, whatever shares you buy, they start off at 1,000 days. So you're going to get 1,000 days for your share, which is like 2 years and 9 months. You can see on my first share, I still have 732 days left. When all of those partial shares add up to a second full share, you get a whole new 1,000 days. So let's say, hypothetically, let's just say it took 300 days to turn one share into a second full share. So now I got 1,000 days on my second full share, and I still have 700 days remaining on my first full share. But then let's say that it takes 200 days, because now I have 2 shares working for me. Now let's say it takes 200 days for all the partials to add up to a third full share. So my third full share, I'll have 1,000 days. My second full share, I'll have 800 days, and my first full share, I'll still have 500 days remaining. What's beautiful is that eventually the 1,000 days will run out on my first share. That's okay, because I'll have 3, 4, 5 more shares that I'm still getting paid on. So over time, you're actually going to be making more and more and more and more Bitcoin. And you might be going, okay, well, Bitcoin, if I want to get cash, how easy is it to get cash? Anywhere in the world, it is super easy to get cash. There are lots of exchanges where you can sell Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin ATMs literally all over the world. Even here on Coinbase, there's a map, the Bitcoin ATM map. And by the way, Bitclub Network just bought 8 Bitcoin ATMs. I'm sorry, 7. Sorry. Apologize. 7 Bitcoin ATMs. And one of our members was actually taking a picture of one of them. I'm going to pull up my Viber. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try to make it work. Hang on a second here. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Hang on. Oh, you know what? They did it on Facebook. Never mind. They sent it to me on Facebook. So let me see. How do I get rid of this screen? All right. So I'm just gonna do that. I can't move it away. Okay, there we go. Got rid of it. Okay, so I'm gonna actually pull up my Facebook. I want to show you guys this. All right. So Facebook. One second here. Go to my messages. And if I'm cutting out a little bit, I apologize. Sometimes it cuts out sometimes. So here actually is a picture of the Bitclub Network ATM. This is one of the Bitclub Network ATMs. And it's up and running right now, and this is in Lisbon, Portugal. There's another one being sent to Madeira, Portugal. And then we also have one going to Vienna, Austria, Graz, Austria, and then 3 more, not 100% exactly where they're going. And we're also going to be having a pool for the ATMs as well. So a lot of really cool stuff happening. All right, so let's get back to Bitcoin for a second. So you guys understand mining is real. Real Bitcoin are being created every 10 minutes. We are doing nothing special except for we're a part of a Bitcoin mining pool. So another reason I say that Bitcoin can be so huge is the same as the reason the internet got so huge. People saw the potential in the internet, and people started investing millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars into internet startup companies that make it easy for us to use the internet. And if I ask somebody to explain the internet, you probably won't really explain the internet. You'll explain Google, Facebook, YouTube, and different companies like that. That's not the internet. The internet's a protocol. Those are internet companies that make it easy to use the internet. Same with Bitcoin. 5 years ago, you had to be a programmer to be able to send Bitcoin from one person to another. The average person, me included, couldn't have done anything with Bitcoin. It was too complicated. Now it's a little bit simpler because there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of companies that are starting, making it easier and easier to use Bitcoin, and there's hundreds of apps for anybody's smartphone to use Bitcoin. So this is a list of all the Bitcoin startup companies that have raised real venture capital from Wall Street. So I just want to show you the growth rate here. So in 2012, about $2 million was invested into Bitcoin startup companies. And you see them right here. They're listed: Glyph, Coinbase, and BitInstant. In 2013, $95 million was raised. In 2014, $361 million was raised. That was last year. And so far this year, we're halfway through this year, and already $396 million, almost $400 million. That's a total of $855 million in about 3 years has been raised for Bitcoin startup companies. Now you can go through this and you can see the date they raised the money, what company got the money, what they do, how much they raised in this round of funding, and how much total they've raised. And you can even see who gave them the money. So I want to go through here and show you a couple of these and who is putting money into this, because this is kind of a big deal. So right here, Circle Financial, they raised $50 million in their third round of funding, total of $76 million. The number one lead investor was Goldman Sachs. We got 21 Inc. that just raised $116 million in their first round of funding. In their seed round, they got another $5 million, so $121 million total. These people here that invested this money, these are the people that started Google, PayPal, and eBay. Now let's go down here. We'll go to Coinbase. $75 million raised in their third round of funding, total of $106 million. And for the first time in the history of the New York Stock Exchange, they invested money in somebody that's not listed on their exchange. So the New York Stock Exchange is the number one investor for Coinbase when they raised $75 million. Also, USAA, huge bank in the US. BBVA, the very largest bank in Spain. The largest bank in Spain. We're talking about the richest, smartest people in the world that are investing hundreds of millions of dollars into this. I'm going to tell you right now, people don't invest $116 million into a privately held company unless they think something really, really, really big is going to happen. Some of these companies can end up being bigger than Facebook and bigger than Google. Bitcoin could end up being bigger than the internet. Some people might go, well, that's not even possible. Think about this for a second. Internet is all about communication and staying in touch with people. Email, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And also entertainment, like YouTube and movies and all that kind of stuff. What's more important to you? Your email and entertainment or your money? For me, it's my money. Every single person I ask face to face, it's their money. Bitcoin is all about your money and giving you control of your money. Think about Greece for a second. Most of you guys know what's going on with Greece right now. And so at one point, all the banks shut down in Greece, all of them. No matter how much money you had in the bank, whether it was 1,000, 5,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million, or 50 million euro, it didn't matter. You could only take out 60 euro a day from the ATM. You couldn't do any wire transfers. The banks were closed. Nothing. You're stuck with 60 euro a day. And that's if the ATM had any money in it. The banks and the governments control the money. And if you don't believe that, just ask people that live in Greece. When they wanted their money, they were told, no, you cannot have it. That means it's not their money. It's the bank's money. It's the government's money. Bitcoin worked great in Greece. Lots of people were doing everything they could to get their hands on Bitcoin in Greece. Still are. So this is literally changing the way we think about money. Another thing I want you to think about is how many people do you know have a record player in their car? I'm pretty sure your answer is going to be 0. Nobody does. How many people have an 8-track player in your car? Most people will say 0. There's the 1 or 2 here and there. How many people have a cassette player in their car? That there's still, I don't know, 5%, 10%, 20% still have a cassette player in their car. How many people have a CD player in their car? Still most people do in a CD. How many people can play MP3s through the radio in the car? Almost everybody. So over time, technology changes. 30 years from now, there's going to be 18-year-old kids. They're going to be born in about 12 years, and then 18 years later, it's about 30 years from now, there will be 18-year-olds that will be looking at us older people going, I can't believe you guys used to carry around big wads of paper in your pocket. Why would you do that? It's technology. Right now, we have very, very, very old technology of carrying paper around in our pocket. It's not necessary anymore. There are literally people that live on Bitcoin now. All right, so I've told you guys everything about Bitcoin. I hope you understand Bitcoin. You can still do a ton more research on Bitcoin. So let's talk a little bit more about Bitclub Network. So Bitclub Network really, at its core, is not that special. It is, but it's not. I'll explain how it is in a minute. I want to show you first how it's not special. If we go and look up Bitcoin mining pools, you're going to see that there are a lot of Bitcoin mining pools. You can actually see tons and tons and tons, comparisons, all sorts of different ones. You can go through a lot of these different ones. So all of these pools, you can go buy a Bitcoin mining contract right now. No problem. If you are happy and you refer somebody, basically you're going to get nothing. Bitclub Network is special because we're the only Bitcoin mining pool that actually has a compensation structure to pay commissions to anybody that refers someone. That's what is special about this. Now also, with Bitcoin, if you just buy $3,600 in Bitcoin right now, and I use that price because that's how much it would cost if you bought one of all the mining pools, it's about $3,600. If you buy that Bitcoin mining if you just buy Bitcoin, you're going to get about 12.5 Bitcoin. Now, all these guys that are investing hundreds of millions of dollars into the Bitcoin infrastructure, they all see a price of Bitcoin at $10,000 in the next 3 years. And you might be saying to yourself, 10,000, it's only at 270 something to go to 10,000. That's a huge jump. Remember, 5 years ago, Bitcoin was 10 cents. It is literally a 2,750 or 2,780 multiple. If you would have put in $1 5 years ago and bought Bitcoin, you'd now have $2,780. If you would have bought $100 worth, you'd have $287,000 for $100. To go from 278 to 10,000, that's less than a 40 multiple. Not a 2,700 and something multiple. It's less than a 40 multiple. More and more people are getting involved in Bitcoin. More and more businesses every day are accepting Bitcoin. It's going to go to 10,000. It's going to go to 20,000. It's going to go to 100,000. All the guys at MIT, by the way, there's a Bitcoin wing at MIT, the smartest kids in the world. And some of these guys on YouTube do the equations and line everything out and show how Bitcoin has to go to 100,000. It has to go to 250,000. It has to go to 1 million. It has to. Nobody knows the time frames, but it has to over time. And so if you just buy Bitcoin and you have 12.5 Bitcoin, 3-4 years from now, when it's at 10,000, you're sitting on $125,000. Amazing investment. If you take that same $3,600 and invest it in Bitclub Network with Bitcoin mining, 3 years from now, you're not going to have 12.5 Bitcoin. You can end up having anywhere from 25 to 100 Bitcoin. If we get lucky and you end up with 100 Bitcoin 3 years from now, and that Bitcoin is worth 10,000 each, that's $1 million. Now, I've already met people that bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin when it was 5 cents, forgot about it for 4 years, and cashed out and got $5 million. I've talked to lots of people that have made millions because they got in early in Bitcoin. We are still early. There's 1.4 billion people on Facebook. I'm betting almost anybody that listens to this webinar, we're not one of the first 8 million people on Facebook. Bitcoin can be bigger than the internet, and you're one of the first 8 million people to hear about this. Now, if we fail and you only end up with 15 or 17 Bitcoin 3 years from now, it's still more Bitcoin than you started with, and you're still going to be sitting probably on $150, $160, $170,000. This is real. It's already happened. It's still happening. That's why there's so many people from, I don't even know how many countries, 50, 60, 70 countries around the world that have already joined Bitclub Network. There's already people making insane incomes from referring others to Bitclub Network. I'm in my back office right now. I've done pretty well. I've brought in some pretty good people that are going crazy. And so I just want to show you guys, what it looks like when you're building, because what's great about this is not only are you making repurchases and getting more and more and more mining power working for you, but all the people that are in your downline, they all make repurchases. You get paid on all of those people over and over and over and over and over again. So I'm going to go over here to my credit wallet. And by the way, we get paid daily, every single day. You sign somebody up, somebody comes in your downline, whatever, you get paid the next day. There's a countdown clock on here, and you can withdraw your Bitcoin every single day, day after day after day. So in here, I still have that I haven't pulled out 446 Bitcoin, which is like $124,000. And you can see I'm getting payments here, 1% commission, 1% commission, 1%, 1%, bunch of 1%. Here's a 1.5 infinity, 2% infinity. So I got a bunch of 750, 20 bucks, 15 bucks, 10 bucks, and there's 25 commission records per page. Well, so far I have 3,573 pages. So this thing can be completely crazy if you go out and start sharing this with people. So I'm going to go through the comp plan real quick, but I also want to let everybody know that the website, the entire website, all the pages, entire back office, everything is already in a lot of languages. Of course, English, Chinese, German, Indonesian, Japanese, Khmer, which is here in Cambodia, Korean, Malaysian, Polish, Portuguese for Brazil, and Portuguese for Portugal, Russian, Singaporean, and Spanish. And we will be adding more languages as well. You also have your own replicated website. There's banner ads, marketing materials, and we even have a debit card set up. Let me show you a picture of it. Anybody can order this. You can receive it anywhere in the world. It's actually through a Hong Kong bank. It says Bitclub Network on it. It will have your name on it. You just got to fill out the details here. It's total optional. If you have a Bitcoin ATM near you, or if you whatever, if you don't need it, you don't have to get it. We just made it for some people that are in rural areas, and instead of them having to wait a day or 2 days, to work with an exchange or to drive far to an ATM or whatever, they can just get this debit card. It will actually have a Bitcoin address embedded in this QR code. So let's say you have taken your commissions out to your normal Bitcoin wallet. all you would do is scan that code, just go bloop, and send Bitcoin to the card. It will sell the Bitcoin, turn it into cash, and put that cash on the MasterCard. There is a limit. You can only do $5,000 a day. So there is a small limit on it, $5,000 a day. But again, that is available for everybody. Just fill out your info. We forward it to the bank, and it's TransferX Bank in Hong Kong. And then after that, basically, you guys just deal directly with the bank. It's an actual bank account, basically, that you'll be having set up there. All right, so let's run through the comp plan real quick. Where are we at here? Resources, compensation plan. All right. Okay. Oh, somebody just asked if they're going to be recording. Yes, this will be recording. This will be recorded. It is being recorded, and I'll be putting it up on my Facebook and sending it out to everybody. So yes, absolutely, we are recording this. Okay, so running through the comp plan, just so you guys understand, for all the money that comes in, 40% of all the money goes to buying hardware, Bitcoin mining equipment that's going to mine Bitcoin, that's going to pay you every single day. Even if you never sponsor somebody, doesn't matter, you're going to get paid for years and years and years and years and years Bitcoin every single day. Another 40% goes into the compensation plan, and which we're going to run through right now. And then 20%, the company lives on the 20%. Now, that's a huge, huge payout because it's basically 80% going to pay all of us. Most companies are making 20, 30, 40%, paying out a whole lot less. So this is amazing what kind of payout we have here. So again, there's 3 mining pools that you can start with. Pool 1, 2, or 3, 500, 1,000, or 2,000, or any combination. I've seen people do anything you can think of. I've seen people start with just the 2,000 and then buy the 1,500 later. People start with the 500 and then buy the 1,000 or 2,000 later. Some people start with all 3, which is called the founder position. And with the founder position, there's even more benefits. I'm not even going to go into us starting our own coin. Just real quick, just so you guys know, we are starting our own coin that will be on CoinMarketCap. We will not be selling this coin. It will not be for sale. We're giving it away to everybody. Even everybody all the way back that signed up on the very first day, everybody is getting Club Coin. We have a lot of different ideas and ways to create demand for the coin to make the value go up. If you want to sell it, you'll be able to sell it the day that it opens. We'll actually have huge buy orders on all the exchanges at 5 cents. If you want to sell it, go sell it, get your money, no problem. If you want to buy more, you'll have to buy it through an exchange from somebody that wants to sell it. Bitclub Network is not selling it. We give it away. So basically for every dollar somebody spends, they're getting 1 Club Coin. So if the price of Club Coin goes to $1 in 1 year, then you basically just broke even from the Club Coin. All the mining was just extra money. But a founder, somebody gets all of the positions, they're going to get not only the 3,599 Club Coin, but they'll also get an additional 7,000 Club Coins. So you'll actually have over 10,000 Club Coins. If the price goes to $1, you got over 10 grand right there. If the price goes to $5, it gets ridiculous. So, and we're building our own platform for businesses to help them accept Club Coin and Bitcoin. I'm telling you, the vision here is huge. We literally could talk for hours. But let's just get here and talk about the comp plan here for a minute. All right, so the first part is a binary. Now, the binary is actually the small money in the comp plan. It's really meant to be an infinity bonus. So every 500 pool is worth 1 credit in the binary. The 1,000 pools worth 2, the 2,000's worth 4, and all the credits are calculated through infinity in your organization. So you have your left team and your right team, and they're calculated through infinity. Every time you have 5 credits left, 5 credits right, that's going to pay you $75 worth of Bitcoin. The most you can cycle, though, is 4 times a day. So $300 per day is max, and we do have multiple people that have the binary maxed out. But again, this is the small money. Now, on top of this, for every $75 when somebody cycles that's paid to them, there's another $50 in matching bonuses. So somebody cycles for $75, their sponsor is going to get $5, their sponsor is going to get $5, their sponsor gets $6, their sponsor gets $6, their sponsor gets $7, their sponsor gets $7, their sponsor gets $7, and their sponsor gets $7. So another $50 in matching bonuses. That can be huge. Now you will see here that there's no qualification because everybody starts out as a minor. There's no qualification for the first 2 levels of matches. None at all. Levels 3 and 4, you got to be a builder. 5 and 6, pro builder. 7 and 8, master builder. Almost all companies that have qualifiers on matching bonuses, if you don't qualify, it's breakage to the company. With Bitclub Network, there's no breakage. It just rolls to the next qualified upline. So there is no breakage there. And again, if somebody cycles 4 times in a day that you sponsored, you'd be making $20 on that person. If they sponsored somebody, you'd be making 20 on them. 24, 24, 28, 28, 28, 28. It can be huge, huge, huge money. Okay, so let's run through the ranking system real quick, and then I'm going to get to the big money, which is the level up bonuses. Okay, so to become a builder, you need to have 5 personally sponsored people that each get 2. That's all you got to do. Sponsor 5 that each get 2. And at that point, you're going to have 10,000 in volume anyways. It won't even matter. Once you're qualified there for life, and you're now going to be getting your 3rd and 4th generation matching bonuses, and you're going to be picking up a 1% infinity override of your entire organization. Then to be a pro builder, you need to have 3 builders. Well, actually 1 builder in 3 separate legs. They do not need to be personally sponsored. Also, you need 50,000 in total accumulated volume. That can take 6 months if it had to. You can do it your first month, whatever. And then ongoing 10,000 monthly to stay qualified. At that point, you're getting your 5th and 6th generation matches and another 1% infinity override. And then as a master builder, you need 250,000 in accumulated volume, 50,000 monthly ongoing, and you need a pro builder in 2 separate legs. They do not need to be personally sponsored, and that's it. Now, we do have quite a few builders, not that many pro builders, and only a few master builders. Me personally, you can see at the top, I am a master builder. But not only that, I have 2 master builder legs, and I have a 3rd leg that has 2 pro builders in it, and that one's about to be a master builder. So the money here can be absolutely crazy if you take this seriously. Okay, so let's get to this big money, the level up bonuses. So with the level up, you have what's called your Team 1, and this is really a coding bonus. So you have what's called your Team 1, and that's made up of your first 2 personally sponsored people. So you're going to make 10% on whatever they purchase and 10% on all of their repurchases over and over and over and over and over again. Your Team 2 is your 3rd, 4th, and 5th personally sponsored people, and you're going to make 12% on them, on their purchases and their repurchases, and on all of their first two through infinity, you're going to be making a 2% override that will come all the way up to you. Your Team 3 is your 6th, 7th, and 8th personally sponsored people. Now, on these, you're making 15%. Now, on all of your 6th, 7th, and 8th, on all of their first 2, and their first 2, and their first 2, and their first 2, and their first 2, through infinity, you're picking up 5%. On the next 3, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and on all of those people's first 5, through infinity, you're picking up 3%. But if you're serious and you get to where you sponsored 9 and then 10, 11, 12, 50, 100, 200 personally sponsored people, now this gets crazy. Because on Team 4, it's your 9th person on, and I'm just going to show you guys something here real quick. Give me 1 second here and get my little pen out. All right, so I'm going to draw a bunch of little circles. So this is going to be your 9th, your 10th, your 11th, your 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, your 20th, 24, 25, 30, 50, 100. Doesn't matter how many people you personally sponsor, but from your 9th on, this is going to get nuts. All right, so give me a second here. All right, so this is from your 9th person. That's supposed to be a plus sign. From your 9th person on, unlimited amounts of people. With all these people, you're going to make 18%. Whatever they purchase, and on all of their repurchases. But then on all of their first two, through infinity, first two, you're picking up 8%. Then on all of their third, fourth, and fifth, and all of their first five, through infinity, you're picking up 6%. Then on all of their 6th, 7th, and 8th, and on all of their first eight, through infinity, you're picking up 3%. If any of those people in that entire group get a 9th person and on, so if they sponsor 100 people, from their 9th people on, you're still picking up a 2% infinity ride on all of those and on all of their first eight, through infinity. Hang on, let me get rid of this pen here for a second. Through infinity, hang on. Okay, I gotta take these circles out, hang on. So, and then, if any of those get a 9th on, you're still picking up 1%, and on all of their first eight. And if any of those get a 9th, and it doesn't matter if they get 100 wide, you're still picking up 1% and 1% on all of their first eight, through infinity. So just to kind of put that 1% in perspective, if somebody comes in for the 500, I make $5. If they come in for the 3,500, I'm making $35. That's on all of these people that are like generations away from me, many generations away. But then also, don't forget, you're picking up anywhere from 1% to 3% infinity bonus on top of all of this. The money's insane. You sponsor a new person on your Team 4 that comes in for the full package, you just made over $600. 8%, just do the math on 8% of $35.99. 8%, well, 10% of $35.99 or $3,500, that's $350. So just on these, on all those people, remember I had all those people lined up, on all of their first two, through infinity, you're talking about picking up $300 a person. The money is insane. We've had people make $20, $30, $40, $50, even over $60,000 their first month in Bitclub Network. Here's where it really gets crazy. All this money is beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. And you might be looking at going, oh my gosh, in the next year, I could make 50,000, I could make 100,000, I could make 300,000, I could make $1 million. Whatever you think you can see yourself making, I want you to think about something else. Let's say you can make $100,000 in Bitclub Network. It's all paid to you in Bitcoin. If you hold on to that Bitcoin and you don't sell it, you don't spend it, you hold that $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. If the price goes to 10,000, we're talking about almost a 40 multiple. you'll be sitting on almost $4 million. We're talking about incomes are going to be created here with Bitclub Network that have never been seen in the history of network marketing, because there's never been any kind of leverage like this. So, I mean, I'm just saying, we'll have people that make $1 million in Bitclub Network in a year. And if they don't sell that $1 million worth of Bitcoin, if they hold it and it goes to 10,000 for a Bitcoin, we're talking about having $40 million. There's nothing I know of that I can make $40 million in a year. I've never heard realistically of people in network marketing making $40 million in a year. We're going to see multiple people doing that here with Bitclub Network. And again, we have the one and only passive program in the world where anyone can sign up, do nothing, sponsor nobody, and get paid every single day. And we can show 100% third party outside money coming in. All you have to do is actually go to, again, blockchain.info, and you can see us hitting blocks of Bitcoin. You can go down here, see Bitclub Network. You can click on it, and you can actually verify all of the information. All of the information. Not a little bit of it, not some of it, all of it. This is changing everything as far as what I've always thought about network marketing. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have some questions, if you want to ask a couple quick questions, I'll take a couple real quick and then we'll cut it off. We've been on here for a while now, about an hour. I appreciate you guys coming on. I know we have some people from around the world on. So any questions anybody wants to throw out real quick? I know most of the people on here right now are already in Bitclub Network. Oh, I think we got one. Let's see here. If someone bought a founder package and decided to set the repurchase settings to 100% for all pools for a year, if the price of Bitcoin never changed from 270, what could the potential monthly income a year from now if decided to cash out at maximum? Have you done any scenarios for those who wish to just invest and be passive? Actually, yes, I have. And so, Tommy, what you can do is there's different calculators. And I'm going to go to this one, HYIP calculator. There we go. You can go to one of these sites, and all you got to do when you go to this site, hang on. I'm going to let it load. Okay, so all you got to do when you go on one of these sites, put in how much you're starting with. So we're going to say 35. Oops, I got too many threes in there. Sorry. So we're going to go $3,500 starting today. And if you average it out, I think we're probably at about 0.22%, 0.22, something like that. Term, 365 days, every day, 100%. And then view payment schedule, calculate. So, all right, so it's calculating this up. Okay, so if you had 100% for a year, at the end of 1 year, you'll actually have $7,788 worth of mining pool shares based on 0.22%. If it's at 0.3 or 0.4, it dramatically jumps. But I'm just trying to do worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. So 1 year from now, if they then, basically you're going to be at $17 a day residual income. So 30 days in a month, you're looking at basically $400 a month, 65% they can be pulling out. So you're looking at pulling out $250, $300 a month, something like that. That's based on 0.22, which is that's generally the lowest I've ever seen it at. I mean, I've seen it at 0.3, 0.35. So if you do the calculations, based on a little higher number, even if we did it at 0.3 for 365 and calculate that, And again, nobody knows what it's going to be. We can't see the future with Bitcoin. And so at that, just at 0.3, that little bit of jump, you're at $31 a day. So you're looking at $900 a month, and you'd be able to pull out 60%, or it's about 65% if you had a maximum withdrawal after that. So yeah, that's kind of the scenarios you can play with right there, if that makes sense. You are very welcome. All right, so any other questions? No? Any other questions? Going once, going twice? All right, well, I want you guys to understand, for those of you watching this for the first time, I promise you, if this sounds good to you, no matter how good this sounds, I promise this is 10 times better than you even know right now. You're going to be learning more and more and more and more and more about Bitcoin and Bitclub Network and what we're doing. I mean, we have something very, very, very special here. There are people that signed up 8 months ago, did nothing for 6-8 months, and now all of a sudden are like, oh my gosh, I understand now. I never really understood. I signed up, but I never got it. And now they're on fire. So I promise you, this is minimum 10 times better than you even understand right now. This is a whole new world when it comes to Bitcoin. So, all right, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for joining us for this webinar for Bitclub Network. We'll be doing more of these in the future. We're always putting updates in the back office. Go check them out. And welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys no matter where you are in the world. And I hope to be meeting you all soon. I am literally traveling nonstop around the world doing meetings for Bitclub Network. Appreciate all of you. You guys are absolutely amazing. So have a great night. Goodbye, everybody.